Our first February cataract camp was held on the 7th, and just like the week before, many patients came very early Friday morning, hoping that they would be worked on the next day. Our first 20 patients turned out to be a very mixed group, aged from 4 years to 80 years. Some patients completely blind, some with low vision, some who had lost their vision in their eye through trauma, and others who were coming back for their second eye to be operated on. It's so interesting to see how their whole demeanour changes from arriving unable to see to going back with their vision. Some patients come when they can only perceive light, others hand movement in front of their faces. Joseph was our youngest patient at just 4 years old. He came to us with bilateral congenital cataracts. His teacher had noticed that he was unable to see his books and knew about IMET 2000's free cataract program at Gerona Hospital. David, the hospital's anaesthetic officer, was on hand, and so was Lubega, our theatre assistant. He helped Joseph relax before the anaesthesia. Dr. Susan always works on the youngest patients first so as not to keep them waiting too long, and because working on a child's eye is the equivalent of working on 2 adults. Next came Victor, age 7, who was also born with bilateral cataracts. He came with his father, who told us how he'd lost his wife and 5th child in childbirth, leaving him with 3 daughters and a son, Victor. Gerona theatre staff kept Victor busy counting to 20 whilst the anaesthesia was working. Jovan, age 13, was unable to read the blackboard at his school, and he came to Gerona Hospital seeing only hand movement in his right eye and 660 in his left eye. Nakamwaji, the 14-year-old girl, had her compass stuck in her eye, was the last patient to receive general anaesthesia. Once all the younger patients had been worked on, Dr. Susan and her team began to work on the adults. One adult was James, age 63. He had bilateral cataracts and could only perceive light. He had to be led everywhere by a carer. He had spent 2 years trying different hospitals until he came to Gerona. Whilst filling in his consent form, he signed the form with a thumbprint. Lydia jokingly told him thank you, she now owned his home. James replied with a smile, as long as I get my sight back. Sophia, age 70, has come back for her second eye to be operated on. The first was operated in May 2025. She told us a story of how she had seen what she thought were dogs in the distance, so she sat down somewhere safely out of the way to avoid them, but when they came forward she realised that they were children. She decided there and then if she was mistaking children for dogs, then she needed to get her eyes worked on. Sunday morning, and all 20 patients were outside the eye clinic eagerly waiting to see the results of their operation. 4-year-old Joseph was the first with his mother. VA is very difficult for young children, as Lydia pointed out, and she needs a VA chart for young ones who can't read. Lydia improvised, and we could see that Joseph was reading very well. Victor came in with his father and was also seeing very well. He was happily reading 616 on the chart, and we have good reason to believe that when he returns in 2 weeks, his vision will improve even more. Nakamwaji and Jovan both show great improvement and have both gone back to school. James was delighted to be able to see again, and when Lydia asked him about the house, he said it was fine, and now he could see he would be able to work hard and buy another one. We want more and more of these stories, so please help support IMET 2000's free cataract surgeries at Gerona Hospital and give people back the gift of sight.